My goodness, man. Man, they need to sign me or something, man. They need to sign me. So Avengers Doomsday is coming out in December. I have a few theories that I think could actually happen in this movie. Because I don't think you understand. Oh my goodness, man. This movie, if they do it right, which I know they will because the Russo brothers are behind it, I already know it's going to be peak. Right, but I have a few ideas as far as not necessarily the storyline, because I know people have talked about that, about Doctor Doom and his motives and all that kind of stuff. I'm mainly looking at, okay, how will Avengers Doomsday lead into Avengers Secret Wars, right? So I'm sure you've heard this theory, and pretty much now it seems like a fact. If you look at the Avengers logo, right, and you see in the first Avengers movie, right, you look at that circle behind the A, it's a full circle, right? They won that in that movie. Avengers Age of Ultron, full circle, they won. Avengers Infinity War, it's a half circle because they lost. Avengers Endgame, full circle. Now you look at Avengers Doomsday logo, it's also a full circle, meaning they win. Avengers Secret Wars is a half circle because they lose. Now I'm thinking they lose because I know Kevin Feige has talked about doing a soft reboot after Avengers Secret Wars, which has already been confirmed. But I'm thinking Avengers Doomsday isn't necessarily going to be like where they defeat Doom. I think it's more so going to be a continuation of the story leading into Avengers Secret Wars, right? So I'm like, okay, how could this happen? Because we know that in Avengers Secret Wars that God Emperor Doom is present. God Emperor Doom, if you don't know, he became a god by stealing the Beyonder's powers, which then made him God Emperor Doom. And I'm thinking, okay, how can they end this movie and then have it fit directly into Avengers Secret Wars? Now, I know with Avengers Secret Wars, Doctor Doom does create, I believe, like a planet thing, where different parts of like the multiverse in one, so where they can all fight each other, all the different characters can fight each other. So I'm like, okay, so that's already gonna be established, most likely. So I'm like, what they could do is at the end, Avengers Doomsday, towards the end, I'd say somewhere in the movie they introduce the Beyonder character in there. Then at the end, Doctor Doom kind of steals his powers. He creates Battle World, and then the heroes, they don't necessarily like lose per se, but they're all now a part of this world ruled by Doom. And okay, so they don't necessarily lose, but it's more so a continuation, like what I said earlier. So I'm thinking, okay, that could be the end of the movie. Now I'm looking at the post-credit scene. How could they really set the mood for Avengers Secret Wars? So I'm thinking, if you've seen the comic, I don't know which comic it is. It'll probably be on the screen, but where God Emperor Doom has an encounter with Thanos, calling it an encounter for a very specific reason. But essentially, Doctor Doom just kills Thanos, just rips the spine right out of him. So I'm thinking that whole little comic scene can actually be the post-credit scene of Avengers Doomsday, which then leads into Avengers Secret Wars, just to kind of set that mood of, the power scale of God Emperor Doom and how easy that just is for him to rip out the spine out of the Mad Titan. So I'm thinking they do that little comic scene, and then right at the end, while like God Emperor Doom is holding the spine up of Thanos, it cuts out to black, right? And it says, God Emperor Doom will return in Avengers Secret Wars. My goodness, man. Man, they need to sign me or something, man. They need to sign me. I know peak, man. Just like how they've been doing with these Avengers Doomsday teaser trailers that they've been doing with Captain America and Thor. How at the very end it says, Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday. Thor will return in Avengers Doomsday. The X-Men trailer, we know that's happening. Um, the X-Men will return in Avengers Doomsday. Just like that, but instead of saying Doomsday, it just says God Emperor Doom will return in Avengers Secret Wars. Then you got the perfect ending into Avengers Secret Wars. That's, in my mind, that's perfect. In my mind, I'd be satisfied with that post-credit scene. Ripping it straight from the comics, making it live action. Yes, there has been a few like animations that people have done, but an actual like full-on acted out scene of this, bro. Bro, it needs to happen. I need to see that, man. Yeah, that's one of my theories for Avengers Doomsday. Nerd Talk. Hope you enjoyed the first episode of Nerd Talk. There will most definitely, most certainly be more Nerd Talk sessions. But for now, if you have any comments or anything you think should be done differently, or if I may have said anything wrong, please correct me in the comments. I would love to expand my knowledge on the Marvel Universe, even though I feel like I know a lot about it, but I wouldn't mind learning more. Yeah, so if you have any theories, any ideas of what could happen in Avengers Doomsday, just drop it down in the comments. I would love to see what you guys can think of. But for now, it's Jalen Ashley. God bless.